Okay, not just with that, with the stuff at work. I come home and when I'm cleaning and I go into my bedroom, I smell like cat shit. Like I have like cat litter boxes all over the place. And I don't understand why. Like, why the fuck does my bedroom smell like fucking cat shit and litter, like a litter box? And then I'm starting to smell it in my living room area. I mean, we have a fucking cat. We had cats, just for temporarily till I can get them a place because of the my kids. They bring freaking cat in, and then they just keep coming back. They won't leave. So I had to find somebody to. I found people online to help take the cats in to adopt the cat and stuff, and I gave them some toys and everything or whatever. So it's just so that way. Because I even gave them food. I gave them toys. Um, yeah, I gave them all that stuff and I didn't want no money from it. I just wanted these cats to go to a good home. And I told my child, do not bring no more in because we can't afford to take care of them. And plus, we're not allowed to have animals anyways. Well, we don't have no cats in here. And the cats that we had come in here, apparently they had a home because they knew how to use a cat litter box. They were really good with that shit. So they never shit on the floor or anything like that. And I kept the cat litter box cleaned every day. So there's no there I stuck it in the trash bags. Like we put a little can like right next to the trash bag and had a lid. So I would clean it every day and then take the trash out. Well, I'm smelling cat shit. And I thought I was the only one smelling this stuff. And my daughter comes home and she goes in my room and she goes, it smells like someone farted in here. I said, no, it smells like straight cat shit. I don't understand why the hell this apartment is smelling like cat shit. So yeah, now I'm having a problem with that too. I'm literally getting tired. It's either at home through the fucking mail or, at work. But they're doing it I swear these people are doing it to purposely drive you up the wall. Just like there was trafficking going on, like at my window, in the back of my place. And that's when nobody was living there at the time. And they're just standing around, like constantly standing there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like everywhere I go, I can't get a break. People think like, oh, well, there's people everywhere and all this other shit. And that's because you see people making videos on YouTube and saying these people are stalking them, and they're doing it on the damn highway. They're doing it in the store. I'm like, uh, you're not going to get people to believe you because people do go to the store and people do drive around in their car. That's not what gang stalking is. People walk around all the time. Now, if you see the same damn people can say, well, they live in the neighborhood, so um you'll notice them stalking you like with shit like that what I just stated. And not with just that, when you're at the store, this one lady, when I first moved here, I mean, she was constantly walking back and forth on my block, and I didn't think nothing of it at first until she would stand there, and she would constantly stand there and she would text as she's standing there at my door. Then I would post stuff online and I would hear, teenagers walking past and saying the exact same shit that I posted um on Facebook, my other account that they shut down, and YouTube and stuff about, I don't remember what it was at the time, but they were like they were repeating what I was saying. And then I was saying, I wonder how many people were adopted in this country and don't even know that they were adopted. I mean, there was people that have, they wanted to pick out a child that looked similar to them, you know, almost like identical, because you got a double banger. Everybody does. They got like a twin or some shit. So they find someone that looks similar to them They adopt them, and it makes it looks like that's their child. I mean, how many kidnappings have we had in this country? We saw in the news, tons of them. How many children were adopted out into foster care? Tons of them. How many children were unwanted where the parents gave them up? Tons of them. And it makes you freaking wonder. So I was posting that. Well, um, they would come by and you would hear them say shit like, bringing up about that stuff. I wonder if I was adopted and all this other shit. I'm like, seriously, I just posted that. And these teens are coming around saying that shit. Um, I even had teenagers that would try to hang out with my child, and I told my child, I don't want you hanging out with that child because I don't trust her. Well, lo and behold, you find out that I was correct about this person, and this person ended up having a child. And she was very, very rude in my home and everything. She would talk all nice and charming to me, like the sweetest girl you could meet. It's how the other one was too. Then when they get to know you, they get comfortable in your home, the attitude starts changing. They act like this is their home too. So yeah, I told her to stop hanging out with that person. Well then, when I was in the grocery store the one time, the person that I have always saw, like always around, like she looks so freaking familiar, like the last place we used to live in, in Reading. Like she looks so familiar. I see her walking and then she goes, "Oh, she's alone." Like that. And I'm like, who the fuck is she talking to? And then my daughter comes right around the corner. She thought that my child wasn't with me. So apparently they walk past my house. Like they'll hear me and my daughter, like, well, we haven't did that in a long time, quite a while. Like we get into arguments and stuff. And that's because of the friends that she was hanging with and I didn't approve of them. And she was telling me all this stuff they were doing, backstabbing her in the back and shit. And I would scream at her that like that's your fault. And then we were talking about like her helping around the house and stuff like that. I guess they go by just to listen in. And I think that's what these Bluetooths are all about. So they can listen into your conversation. They can shut off your music. They can pretty much turn your channel. They can do all that shit with Bluetooth. And I was like, that's how you know what gang stalking is. So it's kind of hard to even videotape it because they know when you're getting ready to record. It's obvious. And not only that, you have people that do stage theater, stage acts and stuff like that, and you have people pretending that they're being stalked and they're not really being stalked, or they're actually the stalker themselves. Because they'll even it's kind of obvious, like they're video recording people that are just freaking on the streets, and they're like, look, it's this person right here. You can't go off of what somebody says and does online because they could actually be the one that's the stalker, the perp, or whatever the hell you call it. The person that's harassing that person, like, yeah, go after that person. You see that person did it. When really it could be them. It's kind of hard to detect it because of so much shit going on. It's like watching one of those movies where, you know, they're blaming one and they're blaming the other, and like the labyrinth with the two doors, the gates. One is always telling the truth and the other one's always telling a lie. And like you gotta be able to choose wisely which one. So yeah, it's kind of hard. And it's hard to even get close to anybody. Like people you assume that are doing it, they're not doing it, and the ones that are doing it, you get close. It's like you don't even know which way to turn. Like the ones that there's even ones that they keep their distance. They'll come into your life And then they'll act all weird and shit and they'll disappear and then they'll come back into your life. You can't even trust your family members. I don't trust any of my family members, not one, because they do the same shit. They do what they say about what other people do, like with ghosting and shit like that. They'll be texting, you know, texting you. They'll ask you how you're doing. So you'll text back and then they'll text back. So then you'll say something and ask them a question. They go ghost. They don't respond. They ignore you. And then you'll like try to text them next day. They'll do the same thing. And then they'll claim that, they were busy, they had shit to do. And it's the ones that either don't, even when they work or they don't work, even when they're off work, they never have time for you. But, when someone's, just like you'll hear people make videos, they'll say that they always never answer they never to answer your texts. They never freaking call, well, they do call you when you don't call them. If you didn't call them for a while, they'll call you up. And then you'll start calling them back up and they'll ignore their fucking phone. They'll ignore the texts. So then you'll disappear. Like, okay, well, I'm not going to bother with this person then. This person don't want nothing to do with me. Apparently, I'm a burden to them. And then they'll ask you like weeks or a month later, how comes you haven't called me? How comes you haven't texted me? I miss you. We haven't hung out in a while. And they'll do it again. It's mind games. And like I said, it's not just with friends, neighbors, it's also with family. Family is known to do that shit too. But then they're sitting there complaining to you how everybody else is doing that to them when they do the same shit. They are kissing. They're charming to people they admire. They're kissing their fucking ass. They're like I said, they'll answer, like you'll be sitting aside of them when you're hanging out with them, and they're constantly on their goddamn phone, showing that they really don't want to be there with you. They want to be with the person that's ignoring them, and they get all excited when the person texts them and they text them back. That person's always texting them when they know they're at somebody. See, they're being targeted too, and they don't even know it. They're just like them, because they'll come to your house, and that person that they're so glued to is texting them while they're with you. And then we're like, well, okay, you just wanted to hang out with me, you said, but you're on your phone, worry about that other person. Yet when you're not with me and I text you, you don't text me back. And that's when the mind games are like that they're in on it too. They don't even have to get paid to do it. They don't even have to know they're doing it. They're doing it and you see it. You know damn well you do not do that when you hang with them. You're not sitting. Everybody knows. When I'm with them, the only time when I go on the phone is to show them a video. That's it. I'm not going on the phone to interact with other people and ignore the person that that's in the present. I give them my time. They don't give you your time when they're with you. They just go into another room and ignore you. Or, like I said, they're sitting in the same room with you and you're having a conversation. They're glued to their goddamn phone. And they're on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, or whatever. Just ignoring you. And trying to get attention from people who do not really actually want their attention. The only time they want their attention is when they know that you're going over to somebody's house because you're freaking posting that shit. Like, going over to my family member's house today, going over to my friend's house today, and then they know what time they're going over there. They track them and they see that they're there, so they start texting away. And that person that you're with is texting back to them, ignoring you.